What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again Thursday. We got a 5-game slate here tonight. A pretty good night last night, but one guy really just screwed everything over in general. Will Barton, what the hell was he doing last night? He was super safe. The last few weeks, it's like constantly churning out 30 to 40 point effort on DraftKings. Then last night, he was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the night off. Like, I don't need to do that much. It's going to be Jokic versus LeBron. Might as well just kick back and watch the show between those two. I think that was what was going through his mind because against the Cavs, they've just been so bad defensively. Like, I think I honestly could score like 8 points against the Cavs this year with how bad they've been, especially against the guards. So I figured Will Barton would be safe for like 30 drafting points. Just back himself into a good game against the Cavs. But nope. Didn't have any points from the field at halftime. Had like 2.5 drafting points. Finished with 12 drafting points. So an absolute disaster from him. But LeBron looked like an absolute man amongst boys last night in that game. We mentioned him in the video. Also, George Hill was kind of disappointing. Wasn't as active offensively as I was looking for. Larry Nance has just been running the show with LeBron, I guess, in that team. But other guys, Zach Randolph was solid. Didn't play in the fourth quarter. That would suck. He still got us 29 drafting points. Pretty good out of him. Isaiah Thomas returned 5 times value. He got a nice, almost a double-double, 1 assist away, which would have been nice. But our lottery tick, Ben McLemore, really returned some value there. Got over 30 drafting points and only 4,500. So that kind of made up for Will Barton, those other guys. And also I had Kyle Lowry in my lineup who did very well. So kind of subsided the pain with Will Barton a little bit there. But we're back here again on Thursday, a 5-game slate. A very interesting slate. It's kind of hard to construct some lineups here, especially if you're going to go with Westbrook, who's in the juiciest spot you could ask for. So I got my money sticks for you guys. Drop a like in the video if you're ready to go here. 100+ likes yet again. Thank you so much for the likes, and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn notifications on if you're new here to get alerted every time I upload these videos for the money picks of the day. So let's get into it. I'm going to go with Westbrook. I just can't not against Phoenix here. The matchup is just too good. OKC has been kind of playing down to their opponents recently. Haven't really been able to blow to anyone like they played against Phoenix recently, a couple of weeks ago. He got 76 drafting points, and they stayed close with them. Against Dallas, they only won by 1 point. Against Orlando, only won by 7. So they kind of, against Sacramento, only won by 3. So the blow-up potential isn't really there. Hopefully I'm not jinxing myself there, but also at home, he is normally very good. And against Phoenix and against Alfred Payton in general, it's just like a dream matchup. Russell Westbrook, I mentioned this last time when I went with Westbrook against Phoenix. He absolutely owns Alfred Payton. We saw against Orlando, he got a 50-point triple-double last year. He almost got a 40-point triple-double in this game just a few weeks ago. So Russell Westbrook, 11,800, the same exact price as he was last time against Phoenix. I think he could have a very similar game. Maybe not 40 points, but approaching a triple-double. Great game, so lock him in there. And for my second guy, we're going to go with Kyle Anderson here. Another guy that has played very well against his opponent, Golden State, that is, this year. 5,100, not a bad price tag, but against Golden State, it seems like he's the guy that just like plays up to this competition. He's averaging 39 drafting points in 2 games against them, shooting a godly 67% from the field. And he's been playing pretty well recently. Like I said, it seems like he plays up to his competition. Against Cleveland, we saw 33 drafting points. So against these top teams, he's coming out motivated, trying to prove a point here. So against Golden State, I think he'll be able to have some solid production, over 25 drafting points again in this game. A guy that can fill it up in multiple categories. Solid rebounder, passer, pretty solid scorer, not that active, but he can get some blocks and steals as well. So a 5,100 in the up-tempo, high-scoring game. Lock him in there. And for my third play, we're going to go with Dwight Howard here at 8,300. A dream matchup against Brooklyn, ranked 30th against centers. They're not good rebounding at all. So Dwight Howard, I think he's just going to have a monster game, a huge triple-double. I mean, not triple-double, a double-double like he did last time against his team. 48 drafting points. He got 24 rebounds in that game. And another guy that plays extremely well at home, averaging 40 drafting points per game here. So Dwight Howard had a huge game against Philly. The rebounds have been weirdly down recently, but against Brooklyn here, I think he'll bounce back in that regard. Be more motivated to get that huge double-double in a juicy matchup. So 8,300, he only needs 41 drafting points to return 5 times value. I think he'll be able to easily get over that as long as the game stays close. And Brooklyn's been playing pretty well recently now that they're back at full health with Hollis Jefferson, D'Angelo Russell, and all those guys in the lineup. So Dwight Howard, lock him in there. And for my fourth play, we're going to go with a young gun, Josh Jackson here at 5,700, going against OKC. Kind of a GPP play considering how up and down he is. But in this kind of matchup, and just in these up-tempo, high-scoring games in general, it seems like he comes to play. He has huge upside. Against OKC last game, we saw 35 drafting points, which would be great at this current price. His price went down a bit, down to 5,700. They want to get him more involved. He's their guy of the future here. Him and Devin Booker, that's a pretty damn good combo for the next couple years, I believe. So Josh Jackson, think he'll get some more run here. He only got 26 minutes last game, but he was in foul trouble. Maybe he can get up to around 30 minutes in this game, in this high-tempo game. So Josh Jackson, like I said, the upside has been there. 46 against Denver, 40 against New Orleans, 50 against Memphis in just the last 10 games. So he can definitely get it done there. So lock him in there. For my fifth and final guy for the top 5, we're going to go with Justice Winslow, however you spell his name, at 4,500. Good spot here. Well, not a great spot, not a great matchup, but the best place to attack, I guess, Philly this year by the numbers has been that small forward position, even though Winslow has really struggled against his team. But it seems like he's kind of getting in order recently. Another guy that was kind of a high pick, I believe he was like top 10 around there 2 years ago, I want to say. So Winslow, he's finally getting to come together, like 25 drafting points. That last game was an OT, but 43 against Phoenix, 27 against Detroit, 31 against the Lakers, on a nice stretch here. So with that kind of like that hot ability here with the shots kind of dropping, it seems like he's more confident now, getting more aggressive on the defensive end. I think he can get it done here, do enough to return value. And against Philly, like I said, he's been struggling a lot against his team, so maybe it comes out with a little chip on his shoulder against Philly. He doesn't want to have like 100 bad game against Philly. He'll probably be a little bit more motivated, and he's been better at home as well. That usually is seen a little bit more with these younger guys. They feel more comfortable at home, like the shooting percentage is much different, and the DraftKings total is higher here. So at 4,500, not a bad price tag. Lock him in there, and you kind of got to go with these cheaper guys if you're going to pay up with Russell Westbrook. It's the trick of the trade, I guess. I don't know what I was trying to say, but that's the top 5. You got 4,800 remaining per player: Westbrook, Josh Jackson, Kyle Anderson, Winslow, and Dwight Howard. But for my lottery pick, cheap guy here, value guy, Jamal Crawford at 3,900. The minutes have been nice. Like, we've seen some solid minutes. The value hasn't come with it the last couple of games, only 9, 15, 14. But this guy, he's a very streaky shooter. You never know what you're going to get with him, really. But against Boston here, they're going to need him to have a good game here. And I think he can possibly catch fire against Boston in this spot. Pretty solid game against them earlier this year, and that was only in 18 minutes. He dropped 13 points, 19 drafting points. So with that extra run in this game with Butler out for this spot, I think Crawford can get enough here to return value at only 3,900. Like I said, he's streaky. He can have some big games. He got 26 against Chicago. Not many big games in the last 10 games. But I think with the more minutes, the more opportunity with the shots, like 10-plus shots in these games here. But they just haven't been dropping. But against Boston here, think he can do enough to return value, get over 20 drafting points. So lock him in there. I mean, there's not great cheap guys on the slate, but Crawford is one guy that kind of stuck out to me. So that is it, guys. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, got anything out of value. It really helps me out so I can keep these videos coming to you guys. And subscribe if you haven't already. Get these winning plays every single day to come and join the Money Mob. And you can go and follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby for any updates on these plays. If anything changes, if some more value comes out, then maybe I pivot off one of these guys. You never know with the NBA, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Wish you guys the best of luck on this 5-game slate. It should be a good one. It'll be interesting. Westbrook really controls the whole entire slate here. Like, if he has a bad performance, which I don't see happening, if he has a bad performance, then it could change everything. But we'll see, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.